The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is now investigating two officer-involved shootings within 48 hours. The first happening Friday night on the west side when JSO responded to a man wielding two knives.
The second happening Sunday on the west side after police say a man charged at an officer and attacked the officer's vehicle.
Our Riley Phillips is joining us live from where that incident took place at the Normandy Estates Mobile Home Park. And Riley, this marks the 8th officer-involved shooting this year.
Yes, according to JSO's transparency page, there have been 8 officer-involved shootings since the beginning of 2025. There were 8 officer-involved shootings total for the entire year of 2024. I spoke with our crime and safety analyst today who says that really speaks to, these numbers really speak to the volatility of the scenes these officers are responding to. First Coast News crime and safety analyst Mark Bachman watching surveillance video from Sunday's officer-involved shooting.
He's not even trying to get out of the way there.
The video captures the moment 40-year-old Michael Lee Wright was shot by an officer in the Normandy Estates Mobile Home Park. JSO says Wright's girlfriend asked an officer to escort her home so she could gather her things after Wright tried to stop her from leaving earlier that day. The surveillance video shows Wright hitting the officer's patrol vehicle, then following the officer as he is backing up. The video then captures the officer hitting Wright with his vehicle.
I mean, this was not all non-lethal until he decides to take the run at the officer with a weapon, it appears like.
Wright can then be seen charging at the officer while possibly holding an object in his hand. JSO says a pair of scissors was found under the patrol car. We stopped the video before the officer shoots Wright.
It's clear he kind of sees him with this object. He gives the verbal commands that tells him to drop it, and he doesn't comply. And then he charges at the officer.
This incident marks the 8th officer-involved shooting of 2025, which matches the total number of officer-involved shootings for the entire year of 2024. However, Bachman does not consider these numbers to be alarming.
You can go to the most, serene or what it might be, the most general information call, and it can heighten and turn into a deadly force within seconds sometimes. It's just why officers have to be prepared to deal with that.
All 8 incidents are now under investigation and pending review. All 8 officer-involved shootings in 2024 are also still under review. Bachman says these types of investigations take time.
The fact that they're not being released yet doesn't mean they're not being transparent. You have 3 investigations, independent investigations. They all have to be concluded before the sheriff's going to come back out and give a statement on what they did. How it played out, whether it was a justified shooting, whether it wasn't.
And I also asked Bachman whether a taser could have been used in this specific incident. He said it's difficult to make that determination, especially if the officer felt like his life or others on scene were in danger. He also says tasers don't always work at neutralizing a suspect. He added, though, the officer's body-worn camera is really going to help to fill in the gaps in this incident. Live on the west side, Riley Phillips, First Coast News, on your side.